Welcome to Notary Insights Live with Tech Amaku and Tiger TOLEDO. The show will be starting shortly. Thank you for your patience.
As a part-time traveling notary with a full-time job, balancing everything can be tough, especially when you're getting calls at all hours. That's where SabrinaAI comes in. Think of Sabrina as your personal assistant who answers every call, handles appointment bookings, provides quick answers to common questions, and filters out non-urgent inquiries. Sabrina works 24/7 so you never miss a client opportunity, even when you're tied up with your full-time job. With this system, you can keep things running smoothly without the stress of managing calls yourself, giving you more time to focus on your work, clients, and everything else life throws your way.
Scan the QR code for a free demo.
Welcome to Notary Insights Live with Tech Amaku and Tiger TOLEDO. The show will be starting shortly. Thank you for your patience.
So, all right, Drake, I have a question because, it's rare that we have you on here, but when we do, I always want to ask you the question of, because you're a visionary, how do you see the notary industry unfolding with everything that's going on nowadays, with the run, with AI being introduced now, with electronic filings and, people doing e-logs and stuff like that. What do you see happening in the notary industry from now and let's just say the next year or two?
Great question. I think as popular as Ron is, I wouldn't be shocked if it gets rolled back a little bit.
Okay.
And here's why. Once there are, and I saw that this actually happened with a lady in her land, that if a lot of online notaries turn out to be fraudulent, I think they're gonna roll back to the more in-person stuff. It wouldn't shock me. Let me put it like that. It wouldn't shock me.
Welcome to Notary Insights Live with Tech Amaku and Tiger TOLEDO. The show will be starting shortly. Thank you for your patience.
Texting someone back as if, maybe you don't speak to them, but you get a chance to communicate with them better. I'm curious, Stephen, what do you think?
So I think that you definitely want to seize the opportunity. So if you can't maybe answer the phone call, but you can send that text message, I think it'll give you a little bit of a little pause, between them being like, oh, they didn't answer, calling the next number. That pause will maybe let you wrap up what you're doing and then give them a phone call back. But honestly, I think the best is with what Sabrina offers, and that's if you miss a phone call, she then goes and goes after the client, and you don't have to wrap up what you were doing to get the phone to send that text or call the client back. You can just continue doing what you're doing, and everything is handled in the background.
So, like for me, first of all, missing a phone call was gut-wrenching for me, because I knew the only time that phone would ring was because somebody wanted to spend money with it.
Welcome to Notary Insights Live with Tech Amaku and Tiger TOLEDO. The show will be starting shortly. Thank you for your patience.
what advice would you give someone that's looking into getting into the notary business and they're considering the Ron platform? What would you say?
Try to sign up with a platform where you get clients first, just to see what the process is. Take whatever you can. If you need to get a notary friend or a family member, do a dummy session. It's a learning curve. So I think you need practice before you do jump off the bridge and go on and do your own clients. So get a little bit of practice, because every platform is different, and you have to feel it out and see what your platform is capable of doing. So learn everything about the platform before you actually start. Do a few witnessing. You can witness for someone and see how they do. Some of the platforms allow you to be a witness, so I think that's kind of good to sign up with these platforms and be a witness to see what another notary's procedures are. And also it gives you a feel, because you have to drop and drag your own tags as well. So
Welcome to Notary Insights Live with Tech Amaku and Tiger Toledo. The show will be starting shortly. Thank you for your patience.
Ha ha ha. Welcome to the show.
Peace, peace, peace. What's good, Tech?
It's good. I keep forgetting how long the intro is, man. I like that.
Oh, yeah. That's like 7 minutes right there.
Yeah.
I mean, peace, peace, peace. Thank you, everybody, for joining. This is your humble hip-hop sales coach, Tiger Toledo. I am your humble hip-hop sales coach, marketing assassin, humorous, dark cloud at times. But I'm joined by my brother Tech. Shout out to Tech out there in Oakland, California, man. Holla at the people, bro.
Yeah, man. Welcome to the show. My name is Tech. I'm Mr. Notary on Automation. I am coming to you live and direct from the Golden State West Coast. So everybody in the West Coast, stand up. Make sure you shout out your city. If you're not from the West Coast, then shout out to you as well. And, this is how we do the show. If you've never been to the Notary Insights Show, then welcome if this is your first time. But if you've been rocking with us before, then this is how we do the show. We start off with some shout outs. Shout out to you guys if you're in the audience. Shout out to Bill Ham Sandwich, the man out there in the Rockies hiding from the police. And then we start off with our main topic. Today we're going to talk about how Uber, Netflix, Airbnb can show you how to automate and explode your notary business to $1 billion valuation. Yeah, how about that? Into our other segments, the Money Corner. Then we talk about Pass or Trash, where we look at your website. And if somebody submits a website, we'll evaluate it, analyze it, tell you how you could optimize it, and turn it into a monetized magnet. And then we'll finish the show with some trivia. Or we'll do in some variation of that order, but that's how we flow and glow. It's just how we feeling. We might improvise a little bit, and we go from there.
Bro, I'm all improv.
Yeah.
And then you probably can hear the baby having a fit.
Yeah, that's
right
what I'm
now.
saying.
I can't even. He's bugging right now, bro.
the baby said the intro's too damn long, man. Start the show up, man.
Nah, he hears my voice.
Okay.
But I'm gonna let you start off with the money corner real quick, man. Go ahead, bro.
Cool, perfect timing. So let's start off with the money corner. And today, previous weeks we talked about how the Rule 72 can help you or it can hurt you, depending on if you understand compound interest. If you don't know compound interest, you can either pay it or you can earn it. And then we talked about last week, my version of velocity banking, which is called pursuit banking. And now this week, there was a good question that actually sparked this week's topic. And it was from one of our listeners, one of our visitors. And he talked about, listen, the reason why you want to use a credit card as your main checking account. He says, somebody's getting beat, man. Yeah, we about to beat down these false rumors about people who use credit and use their checking account in a non-optimized way. Why you should use a credit card as your checking account? Great question was brought up by one of our users last week, and I really want to give you guys a practical example of why a checking account is not ideal for storing money, nor is a savings account. And I know that's what we hear constantly over and over from banks and institutions, but it's especially today, now, it's so imperative that you control, especially today with how everything is evolving, technology, and I swear, Tiger, people are going to be, they're going to be like hit in the face once this AI revolution, really starts hitting close to home. It already has. So being able to control your own money, on your own destiny, and your own income is going to be so important. So if you have a credit card, and I want you to pay attention to this, I'm going to show you why the checking account is obsolete. It's been like that for years. I want to say over a decade, but many people are just now catching up to what I'm getting ready to put down for you guys. So I'm going to show you guys an example of a sample of how you could this is something you can easily do. You could track how using your credit card as a replacement for your checking account, what it would look like and how it would make sense. So I want you guys to strap in. Make sure you ask questions. I'm going to fly through this, so make sure you are taking notes. If you're watching this live, ask questions. If you're watching this on replay, then make sure you leave a questions in the comment. We always go back and respond to those questions. So let me make sure that I got the right screen up. Last week I showed my password and I had to change it. So it's not going to happen this time. So this time, so you guys should be able to see my screen. This is a Google Excel sheet, right? Who cares what the name is? But this is a sample of a typical household bills, like your expenses. Let me orient you real quick, okay? Follow me on this. We have our monthly expenses on the left side. We got our mortgage. Let's say it's $2,222.22. Again, these are just numbers. We got our trash bill. All right. And then next to it, we have like the due date, when it's due. We have the first of the month. We have the 5th of the month, 5th of the month, and so on. The trash bill is $146. Again, we're just using sample numbers. Let's say you have one of your expenses is Google Ads. You pay for because you're a business owner. So you pay $316 a month. You have Facebook ads. You pay $175 a month, so forth and so forth. You have energy bill, life insurance, water. Change these however you see fit. But this is just a sample of what something will look like. So every 5th of the month and every 20th of the month, you pay Facebook ads twice. You have your Netflix bill due on the 24th of $29.95. You pay your internet bill on the 28th is $96. You guys get that? You guys follow me on that? All right. So in the next column here, we have our Discover card. We have our Capital One card. We have our Quicksilver card, Capital One. We have our American Express, and we have our checking account. Just orienting you with everything, with what you see. So we have the bill that we're going to pay with our Discover card, again, we're using our credit cards as our checking account. The checking account, savings account, those things are done, finito, gone. We're now replacing it with our credit card. This column shows we're going to pay our mortgage with our credit card, and we're going to also pay our car note with our credit card. So you got your Toyota, you put your Tesla, you put your Mazda, whatever you want to put. It doesn't matter, right? Just doing this. I want you guys to follow me conceptually. All right. For this month, we're not using our Capital One card, but we're going to use our American Express. And you can fill these numbers in as you want. We're going to pay our light bill with our American Express. We're going to pay our phone bill, Verizon. We're going to pay our insurance. Is that insurance? I think so. Yep. We pay our car insurance, whatever. Well, whatever type of insurance you have, these are bills that has to get paid. So every month you see a tally here of $29.48, and then you see a tally here of $9.86, and then you also see. So if for some reason you have an expense, because I know there's somebody, Tiger, they're asking, what if I can't pay that bill with the credit card? And I would say back to that person, every bill you can pay with the credit card. Even your mortgage, even your car. There might be that one person who says, I can't pay this bill with a credit card, and I understand that. So that's why I left that one expense in the checking account column. All right. Because I know there's somebody out there who's a non-believer. They're not going to believe it. But the truth is, every single bill you can pay with the credit card. There might be a third-party application you have to use, a third-party service, and that is the cost of doing business. And that is one of the benefits of doing. And I'll show you in a second why that's a benefit of why you want to use your credit card. And if you can't use your credit card, using a third-party service as an alternative is way better option than the money just coming out of your checking account. So the problem that you have right now is when you get paid every month, or bi-weekly, bi-monthly, whenever you get paid, that money gets deposited into your checking account. That may not seem like a problem, but follow me on this. Once you start paying your mortgage, paying your trash bill, paying your energy bill, paying your car note, paying your Netflix from your checking account, once you start deducting these expenses from your checking account, that money exits your checking account. And guess what? It's gone forever. It's never coming back. That's the problem. This is why money management, financial literacy, and education is so important, so crucial today, not just for the last 10 years, but for the rest of your life, and passing these traits and these lessons onto family members and everybody around you, especially your children. This is how you're going to preserve and make money grow, because the money you're going to be using in your checking accounts it should be expanding, it should be growing. When you pay expenses, pay bills, and going out to dinner and all these bills and things like that, use other people's money, i.e. credit cards, i.e. lines of credit. And I'm going to show you why that's important and how you would actually track it and what it would look like. So just in this column here, so let's say for the month, and again, you can see this is, don't forget about the dates and all this stuff. This, as you can see, 2023. For the month, you have a monthly expense of $5,706 $5,706.12. That's your complete monthly expenses right there. Now, the first number you see there is zero. It's 9,776. But I'm gonna make that into a zero, and you can see all the numbers change and everything go red. That's okay. I want you to think about this on the first of the month. Okay. You are going to pay your mortgage, right? So this is your beginning balance. The only columns that we're going to touch is here, the dump column here, this column here, and then the purchase column. So these are the only two columns that we're going to touch. Dump column and purchase column. So what does that mean? Dump means that's how much money you're dumping into your bank. You're dumping money, paying yourself. That money returns back to you. Purchases is exactly what it sounds like. This is the stuff that we're going to buy. So, for example, let's say we have to pay our mortgage on the first of the month. So 22222. That's what we pay, right? So our credit card, again, I'm going to use the example in this case. I'm going to show you here. look at line number 14 or line number 17, item number 14 here. You see it's highlighted here? It says 6,000. In this example, and again, it doesn't matter how much you make or how much you earn. All that matters, or how much you spend, all that matters. The only thing that matters is where is the money going? Where is the money being allocated? Where is it being transferred to? So I'm going to show you how. In this example, how much money do we spend per month? Look down, $5,706. That's how much our monthly expenses are. And then how much do we earn? Well, from our W-2, maybe you have some side hustles, maybe you have a business, but let's just say you just have a W-2 and you earn $6,000 a month. $3,000 2 weeks, $3,000 the other 2 weeks, $6,000 for the month, right? We'll keep it like that. When you get paid in your checking account, let's say you got paid $3,000 in your checking account, and then your mortgage was due, and you had to subtract instantly $2,200. All of a sudden, you're left with about $700, $800. Is that correct? Is that correct? Yes, you're correct. And guess what? That $2,200 gone. It's never coming back. It's gone. You might say it's been deposited into your household because you are, paying on your mortgage, but that money's never gone. Let me show you how to regain that money right back. Watch this. This is what's called velocity banking, pursuit banking. This is a different way how to manage finances. Just how technology has evolved over the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, information has evolved. Same thing with finances, products, services, everything has evolved. And if you're still managing your finances like you did in the 1980s or the 90s or even the 2000s, then there's something that has to change. And going forward, this is going to be a big, big change that I would strongly advise that you make. So instead of money coming out of your checking account, money's coming out of and I'm not even talking about the rewards and the points and all the bonuses and things like you get from using the credit card and larger access to larger limits and things like that. I'm just talking just strictly money management. All right, 2000. So you got a credit card. The limits on the Discover card is, I'll keep it. I'll lowball it. I'll say the limit on the Discover card is $3,000. So you're just underneath the max. The limit on the Capital One, I don't know. I'm gonna keep it low, 3,000. So let's say it's $3,000 for all these cars. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 cars, 3,000. So that's $12,000 of lines of credit. You guys follow me on that? All we're spending is $5,700. So that's not even half of that. Just below 50% of half of our total lines of credit. But if you got paid $6,000 per month, and then you had to spend $5,700 every month, you would be left with $300 or a little bit less than $300 to just save or to invest or to use for entertainment or to lend it out to other people or to do something nice for your wife or for your husband. Are you following me now? Versus using your checking account or your credit card or your credit lines as a checking account, you have $12,000, and then you would have $6,000 remaining to use for investing and use for saving and to use for other expenses. So money that goes into checking account is used for growing. Money that goes into lines of credit, that's used for balancing. So let's continue going on. All right. So we have an expense of $2,000. Let's say we had to pay something that cost $316. Let's say that was the Google ads. We have to pay something called $19. Let's say we went out to got some food, $67. Let's say we went out and got, I don't know, a bite to eat. You bought something for your kids. So you're spending money all throughout the month, right? And this is the difference. When you have a checking account, all your expenses are coming from your checking account, you have to monitor your expenses. You have to watch your balance. You might go over your limit, right? And then you get hit with an overdraft fee. But when you use your checking, when you replace your checking account and use your lines of credit, that's gone, right? You don't have to worry about, am I at my limit? Am I done? Do I have any money left for the month? So when you get paid, let's make this $3,000 instead of $3,000. Now all of a sudden, that balance. So you had all these expenses, and I'm breaking it down by day, right? I'm meticulous. I'm on top of this. when you get really good, you don't have to do it by day. You can just do it by month. And well, I'm not going to show you for today because we're not going to have not enough time. But you set up a session with me, and 15 minutes. That's all it's going to take. I can show you how to consolidate these instead of doing it by day. You can do it just by month. So that way you have one date where you pay all your bills, one date where you get paid, and it's like what's called a sweep account if you're a business owner. All right, so you're going down the list, and let's just say somebody owed you $27 and then they paid you. So then you would dump that back into your account. Let's say your brother owed you $100 and then he paid you, right? And you would list it there. And now all of a sudden, that line that you spent, you had $12,000 in lines of credit. And by the way, Tiger, if there are any questions, let me know because I can't really see the questions. Then all of a sudden, you started off with $0, and then it went all the way up to $3,800. And because you have to pay for your mortgage, you have to pay for different bills, you have to pay, and then somebody else paid you, maybe somebody owed you some money, and then now all of a sudden your lines goes back down to $848. All right, now just like regular, other bills pop up, other stuff comes up. And again, I just have these random numbers here because stuff pops up, and then that's on the 5th, so that's on the 14th, and let's say on the 38th again. Let's see, you got paid again. Let's say on the 28th, you got paid again, like another $3,000. All right. So instead, that money goes right into your line of credit, gets deposited. Maybe it doesn't go directly into your line of credit, but it goes into your checking account, and then it goes from your checking account into your line of credit. Now, the way I have this set up is I've got you spending, if you look at this, the U column here, you've got just a line of certain expenses, things just popping up, things coming up. And the advantage here is that from month to month, things change. Things go up, things go down. Your income goes up, it goes down, it varies. Expenses goes up, expenses go down. Sometimes you have to pay for things. Sometimes emergencies happen. Kid got to get braces. You blow a tire. Somebody sues you, right? Or you got to get a brand new phone. Windshield cracks. All of a sudden, stuff just always pops up. So you never know. That's the reason why budgeting is never a good solution, because you just never know that so many unexpected things pop up. So anyway, I have all these different expenses that are all throughout the month, and then by the time your the first of the month rolls around again, then it just repeats itself. So randomly, I've got some numbers in here where there's, let's say a course popped up, you have to buy a course, and then let's say you have to go get new brakes. Whereas if you use your checking account for all your expenses, some of these emergencies might pop up and you may not have it. So if you don't have it, then that means it doesn't happen. You can't actually take care of that issue. You might say, hey, Tech, see, by the first of the month, I actually have a $4,500 bill. And that's true. But like I'm saying, if you didn't get those, let's say this right here, I'm just going to say that that was a set of new tires that you had to buy. If you didn't buy a set of new tires, then you wouldn't be able to get to work. You see how that works? So by using your checking account, by using money, using your credit lines as your checking account, replacing it, you are now able to cover a lot of these expenses and cover a lot of these bills, things that would otherwise come up and you wouldn't be able to handle. And because you're smart with money, you know how to, because we talked about the Rule of 72 last week, we know how in the future how to pay down those bills and pay them down in a methodic process rather than allowing the balances to sit there and then letting the Rule of 72 or the compounding effect just bury us in debt. So I'm not going to go too deep into the whole idea of doing using your checking account or replacing your checking account with your credit card, but I really want to give you a quick, brief introduction to that, first of all, alert you to what's new, what's happening, and why people are now using their credit cards as their checking account. and why it's a viable option, especially when it comes to managing money. Who is this not for? And then I'll finish up with this. This is not for somebody who is not disciplined with their money. This is for people who go out and buy boats and jet skis. You take trips. You're trying to, look fancy. It's not for you. You want to eat out every night. This ain't for you. This is for people who are looking to get ahead, looking to be smarter with their income, and then also looking to be able to leverage the credit that they have available. A lot of people have credit cards that are just sitting there and they're doing nothing. It's like they're afraid to use them. I'm here to say, use those credit lines, get rid of your checking account, only use your checking account as a transaction portal. Everything else, dump that into your credit card. That concludes today's Money Corner. You want to learn more about Pursue Banking, Philosophy Banking, using your credit card as a checking account, then hit the QR code or click the link that's down in the description. It's all you, Tiger.
Dirty engineer boy. Circle him. Circle him.
Circle it, Naman. All right, man. Good stuff, Tech. Good stuff. All right. How come my image ain't coming up? All right, here we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start the Notary Trivia Challenge. So I'm going to share something with you guys, but I want to do, we're going to go into a quick commercial break before we do that because it's interesting.
Opus Clip turns your long form videos into short clips in one click.
Opus Clip is powered by AI, and it can create 30 clips in 15 minutes and outperform any manual video editing by saving 90%. Kind of cut the commercial short a little bit, but check this out. So, as you guys know, when I was doing the Notary Trivia, I was able to get the link and put the link in the description so you guys can actually play it and play with your notary buddies and all that other good stuff. But now they removed the option on Canva for me to be able to drop the link for you guys to do it. So it's a very important lesson. We're living in a time of change right now. There's a lot of change that is happening right before our eyes. And on a scale of 1 to 10, I really don't like that much change. I like things to kind of stay a bit static. That way I can devise a strategic plan and then I can test it, retest it, and then, optimize it. But I'll let you guys know this stuff is changing very, very fast. And you have to be very open-minded to a lot of the stuff that's happening. Like this is literally like a week ago. And they have completely changed it where I'm unable to do it. So I actually sent out a request to Canva asking them if they can put that option back so I can be able to share the trivia thing with you guys. So with AI being rolled out, with Ron being rolled out, algorithms to social media being, rolled out, there's a lot of change happening. One thing I wanted to mention too is that my very first video went viral. Now, technically, it wasn't my video. I used it by a guy, what's his name? Light Skin Dante, right? And it's amazing what a viral video can do for you. So I'm probably going to be getting a lot of new people coming on here that aren't necessarily notaries. And I want to welcome you guys for those that want to watch this stuff. If notary is something that you guys want to get into, this is the place to come check it out. We give you guys strategic stuff to do it. But check this out. One video. I'm gonna share with you guys what happened real quick before we go into the trivia. Let me kind of add you to the stage tech. So this is what happened, right? I took a video, and you guys can actually copy this. I've been doing it for a while. Now, mind you, I've never had a video go viral. I started YouTube in 2007. Never had a video go viral. First time video goes viral. Tech, I'm at 2 million now.
Stop.
2 milli. So shout out to the 2 milli squad, right? But needless to say, everything has changed. The algorithm don't give two shits about followers anymore. It really doesn't. We are living in a time which is Gary V would call it interest media or interest marketing right now, meaning you do not have to follow anybody for the algorithm, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, it doesn't matter. All you have to do is hit like on a video, and the algorithm will start showing you content from that creator, and it will also start showing you similar content from other creators. You no longer have to follow the person anymore. It doesn't care about the followers that you have. Now, one thing that I will say that it does care about is organic posting. So I use a program called repurpose.io. It allows me to be omnipresent because I'm on multiple platforms. There's no way that I could put out, 55 to 100 posts per day, consistently every single day. So I use repurpose.io, and if you guys can look in the description, the link will be in the description if you guys want to try it out. It's you have a free trial if you want to try it. Now, repurpose.io will take my content and it will smack it on LinkedIn, Blue Sky, Facebook, Facebook Stories, Instagram Reels, YouTube, Pinterest, you name it. It's smacking it everywhere, which allows me to be in multiple places at once. The definition of omnipresent. So I noticed that when my videos were getting posted on YouTube, it was at a mark like 400. It wouldn't pass 459 for some reason. It just kept, it just looked really odd that the last 10 videos that I posted up, it stayed at 459. So I'm gonna give you this YouTube hack that I learned, right? I go on YouTube, I go on Instagram. I really find a video that makes me laugh and like I find very enjoyable because that's my personal brand, right? I'll take that video and I will add it to a story. Before I add it to the story, it gives me the option to download that video. So I'll put a caption on there, something, funny, or I may put something related to Sabrina on there. And then I'll download the video to my phone. Once I download the video, I'll go over to YouTube and then I'll post it up on YouTube. Now to YouTube, I just posted this video organically. So it triggers the algorithm differently. Now, mind you, I only have, at the time, this was about 6 days ago, I only had 1,200 followers. This is why I'm saying followers don't count no more. It really doesn't matter. I have 1,200 followers on there. The third day I posted that video, it hit 1 million. Now, if it was going according to my followers, there's no way it would have hit 1 million. But because we're living in an interest-based social media environment right now, enough people were interested in it where it just kept pushing and it pushed and it pushed and it pushed and it pushed. As of today, it hit 2 million. So it's still pushing it out. Now, my subscribers went from 1,200 to 4,300. That's great. Everybody that's subscribed, that's great. I welcome you guys. But I know to the algorithm, it doesn't matter. Now, here's where it does matter. This is where my marketing mind comes in. You know who gives a shit about that stuff? Companies. That's who cares about your subscriber count, because they don't know this information that I'm sharing with you now. So if I approach the company and let's just say I reach 40,000, 50, 60,000 subscribers, I can now approach companies to broker an ambassador deal. Now that's where I turn this shit into money, because they're looking at the vanity metrics. I know it doesn't matter. I know if I post a certain type of video, it's going to get a certain amount of views. But to them, the vanity metrics mean something. I've seen people get big brand deals with ADP and credit cards and stuff just off of the vanity metrics. So I'm showing you guys how to leverage that. But that's another video. I'm probably going to be doing some more AI videos in the future, just because I love that space. But Tech, you want to add anything while I pull this trivia challenge up?
No, that's it. I mean, is the objective to show people that they too should start YouTube channels?
One more time, bro.
Like, are you is it your recommendation that people should start YouTube channels?
That they should use YouTube channels?
To start YouTube channels?
Art? I'm sorry, I don't know.
They should open their own YouTube channel. They should start they should, begin.
Oh, Ben, in 2025, they hadn't even started a YouTube channel. That's absurd, bro. That's fucking abnormal. No, like for real. 2025, you have no YouTube channel, you bugging. They were monetizing YouTube years ago. So if a person doesn't have a YouTube channel, you like it. My kids got YouTube channel. My 12-year-old has a YouTube channel. So yeah, if you don't have that, you're bugging. Where is this? Okay, here it is.
I noticed a lot of trends on YouTube have to do with filming themselves, their lives, vlogs, people following a day in the life of people. It's funny, man. People don't want to share that intimate details, but it could be, you'd be surprised how many people actually are interested in what you do. They're nosy. They just want to see what you do every day. So yeah, it can be valuable. People are afraid of how they look on camera, what they sound like. I don't think people really care all that much. They just really want the true you, right? Like the guy who was watching the feed earlier, he was like, I just jump on YouTube Lives. It's probably better than regular TV. That's the reason why.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bro, in the age of AI, authenticity is going to be extremely valuable. I kid you not. The video that actually went viral for me, the reason why it did so well is because people were taking the original video and they were changing the characters with AI characters. So YouTube was riddled with AI characters, but it had the movements of the real guys, right? So once I posted up the original video,
All right, you lost your mic. We lost your audio. You were saying about posting up the original video, how people, yeah, I think you're right. Everybody's always looking for the original video, and then they just copy it, but they don't have the original. You showed
So
me
they don't have to give props to the original cats. So people were grateful that I posted up the original video with the original people doing these dance moves. And then gave the homies a shout out. I don't even know them cats. I watched the video like 50 times. I was like, if I watch it 50 times, there got to be a couple more people just like me that will find this amusing. And I just posted up for pure entertainment. And come to find out, that's the one that hits. All right, we got the trivia up.
Let's go. I'm ready, man. I studied.
So it's different now. I cannot post a link to it, so you guys just have to flow with us on this one. All right, Tech. Let's go.
Yeah, I promise not to go on any tangents this time, too. I'm just going to answer the questions.
Fast response time inspired by Uber have little impact on notary client acquisition.
False.
He says false.
No, I mean true.
You're right. Oh, come on, dude. You can't be. I already got the applause going and all that. Oh, you almost.
No, I knew it was false. I knew it was false because, matter of fact, my whole notary business is mirrored after Uber, and Uber's headquarters is right on the bridge. So people want notary on demand. People talk about wanting notary on demand, and look, I'm already going off on one already. I already said I wouldn't do this, but I'm already doing it. People talk about, I want a notary business on demand like Uber. Well, what have you done to actually implement that? What have you actually done so that when people want a ride, like a taxi, I want it right now. I need to go to the airport right now. I need a ride right now. And I can call somebody. I can pull up an app. I can go on a website. I can get it right now. How have you implemented that same strategy in your notary business? I'll wait. Go ahead. So I know that I did change my answer at the last minute, but I really didn't mean to. But because that's a great question. I love that question, by the way. But yeah, I mirrored my notary business exactly like Uber because the business model works. Why would you change anything? Just different product. Next question.
That's right. Come on, man. Spin the wheel, man. What's going on? Now it's paused on me. But go ahead and talk a little bit about.
Yeah, man. I can go on a tangent all day. I promise I wouldn't go on a tangent, but I'll get upset. Now I get riled up at this because people talk about, oh yeah, I want to be the Uber of notary business. Do you really? Do you really? Because if I go to your website and I can't even order a notary, I don't even know when you're available. You have no times, or even worse, you do have a schedule, you do have a calendar, and then you say, well, it's Memorial Day weekend and I'm closed. If it's a Memorial Day weekend and I can't get you, then you don't have a business. Sorry. You own a job. And there's nothing wrong with that, but stop saying that you have a... That's right, baby. Stop saying that you have a notary business and I can't even get to you on Memorial Day. Everybody else is closed. You should be open. Why are you closed just because it's a holiday? Just because you want to barbecue? There's nothing wrong with that. You can go spend time with your family. But if there's somebody who needs to meet you at Taco Bell so that they can sign these divorce papers, where are you? $200 one signature. That's how you do it. That's how it gets done. That's why Uber is a multi-billion-dollar and multinational business. You're not.
Damn. You went in on that one, bro.
I digress. I'm off of my tangent. I'm off now.
That went in.
I'm getting off my tangent now.
Dude, I don't know, man. I swear my internet be acting funny, man. I can't stand when it does that. It know I'll be flowing too. But anyway, man.
Yeah, just ask a question. It's cool. I like the spinning wheel though. That's a real cool. Yeah, that's a cool effect that it has. But we can just ask a question.
Look, this is what we're gonna do. While listing is figuring itself out, we're gonna go right into the discussion.
Yeah, we go right into our main topic. Listen, there's so many people that say that they have a business. They have a notary business. The notary business, if you take a day off, and again, nothing wrong with you going to hang time with your kids and your friends and your family, brothers, and they barbecuing. But if you take a day off and then all of a sudden everything stops, all operations cease, everything is just screeches to a halt, I'm sorry to say, that's not a business. And there's people online who talk about having a notary business, but in reality, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself. Otherwise you'll be confused. You'll be confused until the day you die. Be honest with yourself. That's not a business. If I step away so that I can go to the movies and then all of a sudden everything stops, that's a job. That's just what it is. And if you're not honest with yourself and say, I need to go and take a break, but if I take a break, everything stops, that's not a business. How do I keep everything moving so that I can still schedule appointments, I can still take calls, I can still book deals? How can I keep everything moving? That's a business. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I don't think so. So next time you hear somebody say, here's how you start a business, then I want you to ask them, if you walk away from this business for a day and then everything stops, how is that a business? Ask them that question. See what they say.
Here go the next question, bro. Implementing service automation would negatively impact a notary's business scalability.
False.
Correct.
I'm going for 100%.
So it's funny. I got to reset the game just so I can spin the wheel again. Canva's bugging right now. Using Airbnb's emphasis on user-generated reviews help notaries build trust.
True.
Good job.
Stitch, you got that last one correct.
Uber-styled instant booking is impractical for notary businesses.
False.
Great job, bro. And you know, Tech, that's one of the reasons why I study other industries and not just in the notary business, because you will get a lot of insight on how other big businesses do business.
Great point.
Automation has no effect on client satisfaction levels in notary services.
Whew, that's false.
Airbnb ratings show the importance of consistent high-quality service applicable to notaries.
True.
This dude is back behind us.
I'm back.
Real-time notifications like Uber, booking confirmations boost client satisfactions in notary services?
True. I can attest to that one.
Now we working, man. Providing subscription packages is a Netflix-inspired approach that can stabilize notary income.
True. I'd like to come back to that question too. That's a great question. Maybe in the main discussion, we come back to that. That's a good question.
Okay. Automation tools like AI scheduling reduce errors and improve client experiences.
True.
Well, we got a winner here, folks. Client personalization strategies from Netflix are irrelevant to the notary business model.
False. I don't know. Going for a career day. I don't know. This might be an MVP year.
Airbnb's success is partly due to offering unique client experiences which notaries can replicate.
True.
This might be one of the questions you already answered too. Netflix strategy of personalized recommendations can increase repeat notary business.
True.
Got two more questions, brother. You batting 100. Now, one of them I think is going to repeat, though. Oh, and look at that. The wheel has frozen. But you scored 100 because that's usually 10 questions that we have. So shout out to you, brother.
Yeah, I'm the Steph Curry of it. Yeah, I'm the Steph Curry of it.
Oh, there you go. It was just lagging. Implementing service automation would negatively impact a notary business scalability. And you answered that one already.
Yeah, false.
And then the last question should be the Uber. Yep. Fast response time inspired by Uber has little impact on notary client acquisition.
False.
Boom. 100. And then you could see, I'd love to be able to send this to everybody, but it's unable to do it. So Canva fixed that problem. Yeah, bro. So today's discussion is about how to use Uber, Netflix, and Airbnb in your notary business and how you can learn from that. So let's go to the main discussion page.
Yeah, one of the advantages, for those who don't know, I do live in Silicon Valley. I'm out in California. There is a distinct advantage that I have over people who are in other parts of the country. And it's funny, man, if I'm watching somebody who's talking about automation and talking about AI, talking about the advance of evolution of technology, wouldn't it make sense for, I don't know, maybe this is just me, but the person who's in that industry or who at least in the proximity of the industry to have a little bit of more insight. I just think that if I'm watching something about media, talking about movies or fashion, I'm going to go to the person who's, as we talk about, as close to the source as I could possibly get. You don't want to get anything that's watered down, anything that's been filtered. anything that's been changed. Or here's the thing, people have different perspectives. I always hear this, that won't work in my area. This won't work in my area. That's BS. Does Netflix work in Northern Philadelphia? Does Airbnb work in South Texas? Does Uber work in downtown Miami? Bro, these principles are universal. Don't tell me it doesn't work in your area. That's BS. That's nonsense. That's an excuse. That's what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So
let's go into this, man. How Netflix, Uber, and Airbnb would run your notary business if they were in this industry. Some of the stuff that I've done, Tech, I know some of the stuff you've done as well. You've ran these principles and strategies in your business, and some of them I haven't. I've tried, I've attempted, but you know, some of you guys may have more success than I have on this. But it's this presentation is designed to open your mind to the possibilities that you can use to expand your business, even if you're not even in the notary business. These principles that we pulled up are universal. So let's check it out. So this is the Netflix method, right? Creating binge-worthy experiences. Let me expand this. So the stat is 70% of Netflix viewers binge watch shows. That's why they're pushing out a lot of these short mini series. They're not too keen on the, you know, one time, one hit wonder movies. They want series in Netflix now. And Netflix is going to blow up in the next few years too. Strategy is they personalize and simplify client journeys to ensure that they return again and again. So I like watching, you know, those crime documentary stories and stuff like that. Now, anytime I go to my Netflix account, it's going to say recommended for you, or since you watch this, you'll enjoy this. Another place that does that a lot is Amazon. People that bought this also bought this. So they make personalized recommendations by what you're choosing to watch. And then solution, develop a subscription or retainer package for repeat customers or repeat services. What do you say about that, Tech?
Yeah, you may be thinking, how can I do this in my notary business? Here's what. Easy. So this probably makes more sense with somebody who has a business. In other words, a B2B transaction. I'll give you an example. So there's a car dealership near my house that has a, let's just say, let's call it a problem. They have a problem with theft. All right, cars getting stolen, or cars at least being reported stolen. So in order to have this, you know, satisfied with their insurance company, they have to fill out these affidavits, and it's usually the same person who does it. So what I do is, after the very first time, or maybe the second time, if you're feeling more comfortable, approach the person and you ask them, is this something that you do often? It's a yes or no question. They say yes. Yeah, we actually do a couple of these. Okay, great. And if they say no, then you can, you know, address it appropriately. But the assumption is that if they've done it once, they're probably gonna do it again. So here's how we can help you. You guys qualify for a service that we offered where you can get this more streamlined. Don't try to sell it there on the spot, and instead set up the appointment where they can get more information about it. Is that something you think you'd be interested in? Or is that something that could help you make this process much smoother? You can get someone down here faster. They could actually save a little bit more money too. And that's a subscription type strategy there. It's not the exact same thing as in binge watching, but it's a way that you can get your foot into the door over and over again with the same customer. And that's something that I've done. And it's something that is, unless you've tried it, you may not have even known about it, but it's something that's very possible. Car dealership is probably the easiest way to do it. I'm sure there are others. Yeah, that's why you throwing up on these.
Zach, you should like this one. So this one's on Uber. Stat: 95 million people use Uber monthly. according to Uber 2024. Strategy: make your notary service effortlessly accessible and instantaneously bookable. Now, those that are notaries and those have notaries that have been in this industry for a while, you know that we have a very small window to execute and close that deal. The person that calls you for a notary today usually needs that notarization today. So, solution: implement easy online scheduling tools and AI-based, hold on, it's cutting it out. AI-based call handling. Of course, we would always recommend SabrinaAI. Tech, you want to take that?
Bro, the last thing you want to do is wait 10 minutes, 2 minutes, or an hour, or worse, 1 day later to return and ask the person if they found out that they got their documents taken care of. Here's the issue. Notary is always a yesterday game. What I mean by that is somebody who needs something signed, there's a reason why they called you. There's a reason why they contact you, because they need it right this very moment. So if you can't respond to them in this very moment, then just consider that a lost cause right there.
I call it death to the missed calls. That right there alone is killing your business. This business is speed driven by response rates. Every time you miss a phone call, that same customer is going to go down that line on Google, Bing, Yelp, whatever it is that you're advertising on, and they're going to look for the next notary that's quicker to respond to them. So like Uber, you want to have some type of system in place so you stop missing these phone calls, so your follow-ups are a lot more consistent, and so on and so forth. Death to the missed calls, SabrinaAI. Next one, 5-star experiences for Airbnb. Let's blow this up. Stat is 94% of Airbnb bookings receive 4.8 plus stars, according to Airbnb 2024. Strategy: focus on delivering remarkable, memorable client experience. Just give them world-class experience, y'all. Give them that Ritz-Carlton experience if you can. Solution: offer thoughtful touches, personalized thank yous, follow-ups, and loyalty perks. I like this Airbnb approach because you know if you're giving somebody 5-star treatment. If you're not giving them 5-star treatment, let me tell you one of the indicators of knowing that you didn't give a person 5-star treatment. You do not want them to review your business on Google Business Listing. You actually avoid sending them that review link, that Yelp link, that Bing link. You literally avoid sending that to them. You're like, yeah, I'm not going to send that to them. Why? Because I was 45 minutes late. My pen ran out of ink. Who knows? There was smudges on the paper. I dropped coffee on the document. Whatever the case is, when you have given somebody 5-star treatment versus a 2-star, or worse than that, I would give them 0 stars, but that's not an option on Google My Business. So you want to deliver just first-class experience to your customers. And again, it goes to any type of business. Any type of business you should be. Now, the thoughtful thank yous, those are things that will take your business to another level, because personalized thank yous, follow-ups, and loyalty perks show that you care about them. When you go to Starbucks and you make a purchase and you actually get these rewards. You get, a couple of points added to your beverage. They don't have to do that, but they do it. When you go to McDonald's and they're saying, they're saying that you earned 100 points, 500 points, you get a free cheeseburger or a Big Mac. You enjoy those perks that you get. So anytime you can set up some type of system that will send out personalized thank yous and follow-ups and loyalty perks, you're ahead of the curve. And you don't have to do it yourself. You can have it completely automated. Let's go to the next one. So $3 billion strategies to implement immediately. You could start personalizing your notary business. You could tailor your services uniquely to each client's needs. I do. Now, anytime you're talking to a client over the phone, it's pretty easy to do because you're asking them questions and you're tailoring their experience to the products and services that you offer. For instance, if a person calls me for a power of attorney, I'm asking them, okay, who's the power of attorney for? And they tell me their mother or their grandmother. Now, I take mental note or I write it down and be like, okay, power of attorney for mother. She's bedridden. She's at a nursing home. Now I'm making this customization package for her. Ma'am, so do you need a witness or would you like us to provide a third-party witness for you? You're customizing it.
Yeah, but can I share how Sabrina
using technology to streamline your routine tasks? Certain things you guys just don't have to do. Some of the stuff is going to require manual labor, some physical labor for you to actually do it, some, as they call it, sweat equity, like printing the papers and stuff like that. But even that, you can automate that as well. When I ran my nationwide notary agency, there were some notaries that did not have printers. So what I would do is I would have an account with FedEx Office. And whenever the documents come in, I would send out the documents to FedEx Office and I would tell the notary, go pick up the documents from the FedEx Office. It's already paid for. It's already packaged. It's ready to go. Just pick it up and then go to the client's house. No heavy lifting, no printing paper. They didn't need to have a ream of paper. They didn't have to buy any ink. It was already taken care of. I took off the heavy lifting off my notary. So we can automate and streamline the business as much as we can. The next one will be exceptional service, as we already discussed on that. So we don't need to touch about that again. Deaf to the missed calls. SabrinaAI slaves inefficiency. We're living in an age you do not have to be inefficient anymore, man. So real world applications and case studies. Netflix. Styled case study. Notary subscription. Now, I've tried doing this. I'll be honest with you guys. I've tried setting up subscription models for my notary services. I was not successful at it. Doesn't mean that it can't be done. I'm just saying that I wasn't successful at it, but it was worth the try. It can lead to predictable revenue. So landing a corporate contract with maybe a law firm, a nursing home and stuff like that, because the individuals were the ones paying for it, it was a little bit difficult getting that subscription-based business model activated. But if the client, now I have done this type of, a law firm called me and was like, hey, look, we're going to need some people to run notarizations for us. And we do trust packages nationwide. I was like, okay, we can do that for you. So I was on the phone with the attorney and I gave him my initial price. Now, attorneys, that's what they do. They influence and they persuade. That's their job, right? So the attorney was like, hey, look, man, that price is high. I said, I understand. This is the first time we're doing business with you. But if you were a corporate client, we can definitely help with the price break. If you can guarantee that you can provide about 20, 25 assignments per month, we can give you this price break right here. And whatever that price was. But if you miss those 20, 25 appointments within 60 days, it goes back up to regular price. He agreed to it. But that first initial notarization, he paid full price. And then I was able to land the contract. So it was an unofficial kind of setup, but it guaranteed us about 20 to 25 assignments every single month that I can distribute to other notaries in different states. So that's a model that you guys can use. I used it. It worked very well, especially for clients, corporate clients that have volume and they still want a price break because they're going to be giving you value. So there has to be some type of concession there. Give me, I'll give you. I'll give you, you give me. So it's a yin and yang on that. The next one is the Uber style case study. Successful online scheduling reducing missed opportunities. Before Sabrina, I was using Calendly and I was using CallJoy. CallJoy would answer the phones, which unfortunately CallJoy is not around anymore. But fortunately, SabrinaAI is around now. CallJoy would answer the phones. The AI would speak to the people, and then it would fire off a link to my Calendly. The Calendly would allow the customer to book the appointment, process the payment. I would receive a confirmation. The customer would receive a confirmation. And then I gave myself a 3-hour lead time. So there had to be, because I had to find a notary in that area. So I had to give myself a 3-hour grace period. It never took that long. It never took 3 hours to do it. But I had to find a grace period that worked well for me and my lifestyle. So found a notary, dispatched a notary to the client. Notary got paid. Client got their documents notarized. I got paid. Everybody was happy. So if you have the option of streamlining your scheduling, your call answering, and follow-ups, man, dude, it's a different game at that point. Now you're focused on really being the CEO of your business and you're concentrating on scalability and growth. Check out SabrinaAI. I'm telling you, it's me and Tech designed that thing specifically for notaries. It will change your life. The next one, number 3, will be Airbnb styled case study. Increase the referrals through superior experiences. One of the reasons why I designed the $1 million call script, it wasn't for me to learn this. This was so I can give my end user, the client, the customer, such a world-class experience that they want to tell other people about my business. I want them to become, I don't want the referral. I want the client to become an evangelist for my business. So that same lawyer, that same law firm, after we did about, I'd say about seven notarizations for them. And I'm talking about, we were in Chicago. They sent us California. They had a lot of doctors in California for, I don't know how the hell they were doing that type of marketing. They had people on the East Coast, all kind of stuff, right? But after 7 notarizations, and he saw that we can handle that type of value, he said that I am going to share your information with the other lawyers in the firm. That's what you want. You want to give them such amazing experience. If you know you're about to enter a beautiful house, hey, be respectful, take off your shoes. It's little things like that that can change the entire perception of your business. Them receiving confirmation that everything is booked, the notary is on their way. Even a courtesy text, the notary is running about 5-10 minutes late. Little things like that can take your business to a whole nother level, because again, it's not about just the client that purchased your services. They don't live in a bubble. They don't live in an isolated forest. They know other people that may need notarizations as well. So in order for you to pierce through their inner circle, you have to treat them like gold. Treat them like you would like somebody to treat you, and better. You guys can share your thoughts and your comments on that. So your actionable game plan. 1, I would like you guys to audit your current customer journey. Identify some gaps. See if there's any gaps in there. See if there's something that you can tweak, like Dr. Dre Swiss Beats, with your business. I did this constantly. I did this every 30 days. I would audit my business and see where I can make these small little tweaks. Tweaks in your business is like a hinge on a door. It can swing the biggest door open with just the smallest hinges. So look at it that way. Number 2, you want to choose one strategy from either Netflix, Uber, or Airbnb that you can implement immediately. Once you know that you can implement it immediately, pull the trigger. Don't be afraid of making mistakes. These are learning lessons. It's not an L as a loss. It's a double L learning lesson. And then you adjust, you refine, and then you execute again. Then you adjust and you refine and you execute again until you optimize it to the point where it's running like a well-oiled machine. Consistency is number 1 in this game. And then step 3, track your results and optimize weekly. I do it monthly, but you could do it weekly if you have the time to do so. So bonus I have for you guys, download my $1 million call script for 99 cents. You have to use the code SabrinaAI. As you guys can see, the $1 million call script, it comes with a whole lot of bonuses. It's originally going for $497. I don't mind doing this for you guys because you guys are rocking with me. Go ahead and put the code SabrinaAI at checkout, and it will discount it down to 99 cents. All you have to do is scan that QR code there, and it is yours. Absolutely yours for free. So that pretty much concludes the show, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys would like to check out SabrinaAI, let me put the code up here for you guys.
Hey, let me share something real quick.
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I didn't know if you were still on or not.
Yeah, of course I'm on, man. I ain't going nowhere, man. Come on,
I couldn't see your picture.
Of course, I'm here. I ain't left nowhere. So let me share something with you. What Tiger just shared with you guys is what you can do right this very moment. You ain't gotta worry about going to get something, subscribing to nothing. You can use those strategies right now, like today. Now, if you can see my screen, this is what you can use if you have Sabrina. Talk about personalizing the experience. if you have a notary appointment that requires you to go inside of a medical facility, then this is not somebody's personal residence. So when you send this client to book an appointment, it has language that speaks directly to their situation. This is customization. This is personalization. This is why your bookings, your conversion rate goes sky high, because it's exactly what the person's asking for. Let's talk about if somebody wants you to go into a correctional facility or to a jail, to a detention center. Well, they're not having you go into their office downtown. They're having you go inside of a detention center or a jailhouse. This is talking about customization. This is personalizing the experience. The customer journey is exactly what they're asking for. Now, let's talk about if you have a Spanish speaker, somebody who wants to, they want to schedule an appointment and they don't speak English. So we're talking about, this is how you pull out your rifle and you sniper shoot somebody from 100 yards away. We're not talking about guessing. The $1 million call script, listen, get that. If you have nothing at all, you can start with that. It costs you 99 cents. Come on. There's no excuse why you should not be getting these appointments. You get one call, you should get one appointment. You get 3 calls, you should get 3 appointments. But when you use something like Sabrina, when you use something like automation, when you use the language that your customers are talking about, now they can't say no. You put them into a position where you are the headliner, as Tiger likes to say. You are the best thing coming. You are the solution. You offer exactly what they're asking for, and you do it without being pushy. And they can select from the options you have. So somebody who speaks Spanish or going to a correctional facility, they can pick from their dates and their times. It's all there. So what I'm trying to say is, all the stuff that you guys, all the excuses that you have is basura. Guys, get out of here with all those excuses. You need to, your notary business, your notary business has no excuse not to be successful. Just because you're not implementing some of these strategies is the only reason why you're not booking appointments. Is that clear? That simple. We have the solutions here. They're there. They're out there. They're somewhere. And if you haven't found them, then maybe this is an opportunity for you to jump on the Sabrina platform and start using these techniques. Because I'll tell you one thing, as automation and AI starts to advance, listen, it's going to catch a lot of people off guard. Don't let that be you.
I'll get neutralized.
Yeah, neutralized.
It's so much going on, ladies and gentlemen, that Sabrina is ahead of its curve in this notary industry right now. Like we're pioneering this cutting edge software that, see, we used this before. Like, this been battle tested, because we had to take like 5-6 different apps and infuse them together to do what Sabrina does by herself now. She is what the young kids will call a baddie in the notary industry. And she's only getting better. Sabrina is on the treadmill, y'all. Me and Tech have Sabrina on that treadmill. I'm letting you know. She's doing the squats. She's running up the stairs. She's using the Stairmaster, the dumbbells. We are getting her in shape in a way that I wish you guys could see.
Yeah, man, y'all tripping, man. Talking about, people don't hire me because my price is too high. Oh, well, people don't book my services because they say I cost too much. No, you don't. How can you cost too much? How is it possible for you to cost too much? They're not booking you because you look cheap, you sound cheap, you come across as cheap, and nobody wants anything cheap. You don't want cheap stuff. You don't want. Why would you send your grandmother to somebody's cheap? Why would you send your loved ones to something cheap?
Bro, even cheap people don't want cheap stuff. Real talk. I know a cheap dude that wants all premium shit.
How ironic.
If I had a gallon of milk and I said, hey, look, you could get this gallon of milk. It expires in like 2 hours, my dude, but we'll give it to you for the low. He won't want it. He wants fresh milk that is going to be good for the next couple of weeks.
Ain't that crazy? Not even cheap people don't want cheap stuff.
Nope.
So you can come across as cheap. You can look, you guys, you may not even realize it, but a lot of you look cheap. You look cheap.
No, let me add to that, bro. And the reason why they look cheap and they sound cheap, and that's why I implore you guys, whoever's still on here, man, get the $1 million call script. It will change your life. Even if you don't get SabrinaAI to run your notary business, get that at least. The reason why they sound cheap, Tech, is because they do not know how to build value in their phone conversation, in their communication style. You answer the phone with a hello. You don't ask the right questions. You do not navigate the conversation. You're having the customer navigate the conversation for you when they are the ones calling you as the expert, as the licensed notary of the entire state. But you sound more confused than they do. Or you do not know how to handle the phone calls. They can, listen, customers are very intelligent. They can hear the treble in your voice. They can hear when you are unsure. The last thing they want to do is give the job to somebody that lacks confidence. That's
Exactly.
like taking a car to a mechanic that doesn't really know how to put on brakes.
Bro, that's the key thing. You said you sound unsure, and the last thing a customer wants to do is give an important document, a power of attorney, a trust, a theft affidavit. The last thing they want to do is give to somebody who comes across as unsure, as uncertain, as not confident. And they can hear it in your voice. That's so crucial, man. That's so critical that you mentioned that. I'm glad you said that.
Crucial, y'all. Scan that QR code. At least get that 99 cents.
Bro, and you probably don't think you sound like an amateur on the phone, but here's my thing. You probably do. 99% of you guys probably do. But here's the thing. This stuff, the role playing and the call script, bro, that stuff can never do enough of that. Even I do it. I consider myself a sniper on the phone. But even I constantly need to get help in that area. You can always get better at that. Ain't that right?
Bro, I bought I bought Masterclass recently, right? And they have these 2 episodes with real CIA agents. And they talk about how they gather intelligence and they do what they even CIA agents role play, bro. FBI role plays. The top of the top role play scenarios in how, okay, we're about to go into this business deal. How should we approach this conversation? And they throw monkey wrenches in the conversation to see how you would react in real time.
And yet you're too good to get a call script. And yet the top surgeons in the world role play. They practice scenarios. Top CIA agents in the world role play. Top soldiers, they role play scenarios. And you're too good to pull out a 99-cent call script. Get out of here. Bro,
and Tech, the only reason why I didn't make this free is because people don't value shit that's free. That is the only reason. That's why this thing is 99 cents. People don't value things that's free. So when there is a monetary exchange, they at least have they put some type of value onto it. If I was giving this thing out for free, you guys would download it and then probably never open it.
99 cents is a steal. That's actually insulting.
Oh, wait till they see the bonuses that they get, bro. The bonuses, put it like this, they'll know exactly why this thing costs $497.
Yeah, I'm actually upset.
Why I've been popping it off for $497. And I apologize to everybody that bought this for $497. But you guys were early adopters, so you guys ahead of the curb on that.
If you bought the $497, you made your money already. You ain't got nothing
for sure.
to be upset about. You have nothing to be mad about. you're years ahead of these people who are just now getting it for 99 cents.
Yeah.
Light years ahead of them.
Ladies and gentlemen, go check out SabrinaAI, book a private demo. You'll be talking to Tech and I, actually. And we're the founders of SabrinaAI. So this software was designed for notaries by active notaries. Like, we're in the field.
Bro, we're not playing. We're not playing.
No.
This notary, how easy is this? Like, people talk about, I got to get this side hustle. I got to start this wedding efficiency. I got to do this field inspections. I got to do this permit running. I got to do all this other stuff. I can't get a notary job. Come on now. Are people right now in your city looking for notaries? If the answer is yes, then you should be able to book an appointment. How come you can't? How come they're not calling you? Well, probably you don't have a call script, number one. You probably don't have a website, number two. Probably don't have a business phone, number three. Probably have no automation, no courtesy calls, no automated reply emails, no landing pages. Like, that can be easily diagnosed. We can do something about that, but you got to take the steps.
Yeah. Like I said, we're in the field, ladies and gentlemen, and we clipped up and we clapping that cat. So until then, we wish you guys the very best. Download that call script, book a private demo with Sabrina, and we will see you next Wednesday. You heard?
As a business owner, you're juggling a lot, and managing phone calls can quickly become overwhelming.
That's where Sabrina, the AI voice automation that turns calls into clients, comes in. Imagine having a reliable 24/7 assistant that never misses a call, handles routine questions, schedules appointments, and directs important calls to the right people, all without needing a human touch.
This frees up your team's time to focus on what really matters, saves you money, and ensures every customer gets a consistent, professional experience. It's like having an extra set of hands, so you can focus on growing your business, not just managing calls.
Scan the QR code to book your free demo today.